Well, Uncle Harley died in 1980, December. So the only time that you could have worked with him at any point in the 80s is from January 1st to December of 1980. If you were in Indiana, Columbus, Indiana, during the 1980s, and you worked for a Colonel Sanders, that was his nephew, James Sanders. Now, when it comes to cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves in the recipe, the facts speak for themselves. Everything that I have laid out has facts behind it, and if somebody wants to disprove it with other facts, they're more than welcome to do so. If you have an allergy to cinnamon and nutmeg, or you can't have it, or whatever it is, then the only logical explanation goes against what I've been saying, and that is that the recipe has changed, that the company has changed the ingredients that are used. Now, 99X is a variant recipe of Colonel Sanders' original recipe. They were sued in the 80s by KFC for supplying over 200 franchisees of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which Uncle Harley got that behind KFC's back to be served to those 200 franchisees 99X. In the lawsuit in the 1980s between Bill Summers, the owners of Mary Kay Spices, and the Kentucky Fried Chicken corporate, they ended up dropping the lawsuit for two reasons. One, they didn't have grounds to sue because Bill Summers had the right to sell to anybody that wanted to buy from him. He didn't answer to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Secondly, it was determined that 99X wasn't 100% the original recipe, so they couldn't sue him for using the original recipe. So there is a distinct difference in 99X and Kentucky Fried Chicken seasoning that they are not exactly the same. They're close, but not exactly the same. In the 90s, 99X had listed allspice. I did a bunch of research, which you can see in the videos posted on YouTube, that goes through several different theories, and then I found an audio recording of Uncle Harley admitting that cinnamon and ginger were in the original recipe. So that got me thinking of what could we use to substitute for allspice. And cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves fall into that category. The bag of the original recipe that my family did have, you could taste cloves in it. So the cloves fell into that category with what I could taste, what Uncle Harley had said, and it made the most sense to me. Not only this, but my cousins who have Cousin Lee's recipe book confirmed ingredients that I had listed. So if it's not in that recipe, then we need to look at what facts there are to prove that it's not in there and to prove what is in there. From all the information that I gathered, and I didn't gatekeep any of it, I posted all of it in several videos across the internet to show everybody this is what I have, this is what I believe. I posted my sources. And I don't believe random people on the internet, despite what they are saying, know more than what I know based on the sources that I have. If they have better sources, then by all means present them. What I know is the family didn't get the recipe because it's not an heirloom. Only certain members had it, and certain members wrote it down in their books, and it was passed down to those family members. I know the grandchildren don't know the recipe or have it. They've even admitted to it themselves. My side didn't know or have it. I had to do a lot of research to figure out what I had and have the connections that I had to be able to confirm certain things. If you eliminate cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg out of the recipe entirely, and you replace it with the allspice that's listed in 99X, what are the other ingredients? The other two ingredients that equal up to 11. Some might say some are savory, because he mentioned it in his autobiography. But that is the only mention that he has made of it, too. But the biggest key for me was that Kentucky Fried Chicken dropped their lawsuit against Mary Kay Spices because it wasn't the original recipe. It was close, but it wasn't 100% it. So what they have on their public listing would not necessarily be what Kentucky Fried Chicken has 100%.